Hey y'all, welcome to Moodboard Magic, bringing magic to your layouts from Moodboard Inspiration, created by Janet at RTS Scrapbooking. So today we are going to do a story-based layout, which is a challenge for me personally, and Janet gifted me with this Mente paper called Golden Days. Let me make sure I'm in screen. Okay, called Golden Days. Now, Mente papers are very, very intimidating to me personally. It is a lot of business going on, and they are absolutely beautiful, and I'm so glad that she sent this paper because it is definitely going to be a challenge and I am up for it. So there will be no photos on this layout because it is strictly about a story, and I know the story I want to do. That's not the problem, but my problem is, what do I do with this layout? Well, I'm going to show you my process and what I'm going to do. So first thing I did was pull all the items from my Janet kit that would work with this layout, with the colors in this layout. So I just went through all the embellishments and just pulled out everything that matches. Does it mean I'm going to use it because it matches? No. But these are going to be my options for this layout. And this is what I am limiting. It's not really limiting, but this is what I am going to work with. These are my letters for the title. There's some chipboard pieces, some enamel dots, some tags. You put them on that side, and a piece of flair. I believe that is it. I also, before I forget, I did forget to share with you a couple of other things that were in my kit, and it was the Simple Stories Autumn Splendor, which is also going to be an option for this layout, and this cute little plaid fall notebook that's probably, I think, it's a 6x8. I was going to say 5x7, but it's a 6x8. So that is going to be my options for this, let's call it page kit. So we have that taken care of. So looking at my layout, looking at the paper, it's just a gorgeous wagon wheel. We got a little banner with some ribbon and some flowers and leaves. So how do I start? Well, I'm going to tell you how I start. I'm going to start like I start a lot of my layouts, and that's by scrap lifting. So who do you think I'm going to scrap lift? I'm going to scrap lift Janet, because she has done layouts with Mente papers, and she has created beautiful layouts using this circular pattern like a wreath. So I went perusing through her videos and I found an inspiration from her that I'm going to scrap lift. And I'm going to have to pause the video and look at what number it is so I can tell you if you're interested in going and looking at it. But before I do that, I just want to say, going through her videos, it's like so much inspiration and ideas and beautiful layouts. So I want to make a effort to next year to scrap lift a lot of her layouts because they're just gorgeous. I mean, it was basically, when it was on YouTube, free content. When it's on Patreon, it's $1 a month. Even though she's not making videos at the moment, it's still worth $1 a month, because if you look at the information and the content that she provides, she basically teaches classes from her 4x4 series to her SOS series to her month in review series, Kit Crush, kit building. I mean, it's just too many to name. So I encourage you to go back and visit some of those videos. If you're not a member of Patreon, go back to YouTube and watch some of those videos. Plenty of inspiration there. So I'm going to pause this. I'm going to look at the number that the video is. So if you have Patreon and you want to look at it, you are more than welcome to. Okay, I thought I knew what the number was, and I would have told you the wrong number, because I like to mix up and flip around numbers. Don't do it with letters, but I do it with numbers. So it's Patreon video number 675. Okay, so I trimmed down my main paper so I could put some background layering behind it, and did a little bit of paper tearing along the edges like Janet did. And then I cut this piece of wood grain in the maroon to go here, but that kind of looks just like a photo mat, and this is story based, so there will be no photo. So I wanted to kind of tuck it into my paper. So I thought, well, I'll do a little cutting around some of these florals, and grabbed a form of an X-Acto knife and my glass mat and went to cutting, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm seeing, you know, lines where I'm cutting. And then I remembered, this is Mente paper. This stuff is thick, and this did not cut it. So I had to grab my scissors and do a little bit of battlefield surgery. It's not pretty underneath what I'm going to show you what I did, but it will look good in the end because I had to fussy cut with my scissors. So this is what it looks like, and it looks like a hot mess. But when I cut this bottom one out, I took a brown marker and and I'm going to do it some more to go around the edges to cover up the white from where I cut it. It's not perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's just a small part of the layout. But it did take some effort because I had to keep like dry fitting it. So what it's going to kind of look like, I'll show you, is I'm going to tuck this here, and then this is going to tuck under here. So this to me gives the layout more depth, and it kind of incorporates that wood grain into the pattern paper versus just sitting on top of it. And I will go back with my brown marker and go around these edges. This is just like a medium point one, so I can just take it and run it here along the edges, and the sides of the marker will get the sides of where I cut my cut marks and kind of help cover up some faux pas, and then just the little white pieces where you cut it. So this is going to layer on this, which this is a piece of background paper that I gutted and used, and just to give it a little bit more texture, I went to my, see, I had already stuck it down. Just to give it a little bit more texture, I found this in my my mind's eye. It's an older paper. It is from Lost and Found from 2012. So I thought that blue, because I love blue in the fall, would really make that pop a little bit. So this is from mine, this is from Janet, and this is from Janet, and this is gutted from the background paper. Okay, here is my completed layout, and I absolutely love it. And I can guarantee you, if Janet hadn't sent me this beautiful piece of Mente paper, I would have never done this story. I'd have never come up with this idea. But looking at the paper, thinking of fall memories, and a different thought popped into my head about being in the fall of my life. I am middle-aged. I don't feel like I'm in winter yet. I'm definitely past spring and summer. I feel like I'm in my fall. So that's what my journaling is. My journaling is just things that are going on in the fall of my life. Some things about me, some how I feel. So that is my title and my journaling. So let's take a look at the layout. And as I said earlier, I did scrap lift one of Janet's Patreon videos. And my surgery that I conducted right here and here, I covered it up. But you know what? That's okay, because I love how it looks. So I started with the cutting this wood grain. It's a Jen Hadfield paper that I used here on my background. And that started as my base. And then I just built it out from there. Once I got this tucked how I wanted to use a frame like she did. So I put the frame here and then used a little washi tape to decorate my frame. And this had another saying behind it. I can't remember. It was orange and green. Excuse me. So I took one of the die cuts that just said memories and put it on top of it and covered that up. And then I took some sticker tickets here, and then some of these little they're not banners, little labels here, and then I added one up at the top. And this was, I believe, a cut apart, and I just reverse corner around it here to kind of make like a tag, because she used tags. And then this was also a piece of ephemera that I hole punched here to make like another little tag spot. Then I added this cute little chipboard button. And then for my main cluster here, I used some of those Prima flowers and some of the little honeybee pearls to make my center of my flowers. And then I dug into the Pink Fresh embellishments again and pulled out these leaves, and then also these wood grain leaves. And then this was a chipboard piece from, I don't know who it's from. It was just in a baggie with some miscellaneous things. And then this, I think that came from the Pink Fresh. I'm trying to find it. The Pink Fresh embellishments. It did. This came from the Pink Fresh embellishments. And I wanted to use the gold because we have this browns and yellowy gold tones for fall, and then I used the little bitty for Thee of My Life. And that is my layout, and I absolutely stinking love it. I just love it. And I'm so happy with it. And I want to thank Janet again for sending this kit, because let me tell you something else that I did that I have never done, because I am a subscription kit collection scrapbooker at heart. For me to put together a kit, I'm sure I could do it if I had to, but I would struggle greatly with it. And I do have to admit, I did struggle a bit when I started on this layout, and then that just went away, and I had a blast creating it. Once I got it going, I was stuck, and then, you know, I kept auditioning things and fiddling around, and once I started sticking this frame down and some other things down, it just came together very quickly after that. But the other thing, let me go back to what I was talking about. The other thing that I did that I've never done in my 20 plus years of scrapbooking is combine so many different company products. So I used, this is Mente, this is My Mind's Eye, that background piece is Jen Hadfield. I used Pink Fresh Ephemera from Good Times. I used this washi. I don't know who it's from. There's no label on the inside. I used Hip Kits Sweater Weather, Honeybee Pearl Stickers. I used these beautiful Prima flowers from Coffee Break. And I used Simple Stories Autumn Splendor sticker sheet. These Spooktacular stickers. And Pink Fresh Spring Vibes Alphabet. I used the blues, the light blues. There's green, dark blue, light blue. And I used the light blue. So that's a lot of different companies that I used, and I was so tickled about it. So tickled about it, because I have not done anything like that before, and I have to thank Janet for that. So this is my layout again, and I absolutely again love it. And my next layout, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. Oh, there's my let me pick that up. That's where I printed my journaling. Here's my little sneak peek for my next layout. And these little numbers right here inspired a layout that I'm going to make next. Just a simple embellishment, and it's a pretty cool story. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.